Hello, you wonderful lot. How you doing? Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat. And yes, this was the last thing we did before we went away, and we're back after my time at TwitchCon, which you will get to hear more about that tomorrow. I will show you all the goodies and stuff on tomorrow's stream. We won't do that tonight, but had a wonderful, wonderful time. And after a lot of traveling yesterday, back. So there you go. So we are back with another show. So firstly, let's see who's in chat. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a great weekend, whatever you were doing. Firstly, Danka, first one here. Good evening. How are you? Great to see you. Gozzo, welcome back. I hope you had a good holiday. Great to see you, buddy. Hope you had a good time. Pickled Sushi, also known as Gina. Lovely to see you. I noticed you. Firstly, you confused me because I was like, but now I know who you are because you changed your name. That's absolutely fine. Good to see you. Mr. Game Tank, hello. Good to see you. Soph, hello. How you doing? Dave says that looks nothing like me. Danka, thank you for your Prime sub. That's now 5 months. Can we get a shout out for Danka? Exclamation sub hype in chat. Show your appreciation for keeping the lights on in this place and supporting the channel. Mr. Johnson, how are you? He's asking where my blonde wig is. Well, I'm sure our guests can talk a little bit more about what happened to my blonde wig after the Manchester Twitch meet. I like that. Sophie says, Dan, you definitely read Alex's name wrong. Yeah, so it's not our guest tonight. We will explain what's happening, is what's happening. I'm good. Thank you, Gina. Hope you're well. Who else is down? There's a few more people. Flame, hello. How you doing? How's it going? Kylie, good evening. Howdy. Hello. Good to see you. Manic, hello. Hi, how was your time away? And also, did you hear the breaking news about the Xbox server just went on a blackout? No, it's a good thing we're not streaming again then. Didn't hear that because we're talking to my guests. But there you go. So that's good. Get a random drink from the fridge. I always do. I always get a can of Coke on TNGC. Not that we're endorsed by Coke, but I always do. So I'll do that in a bit. Hope you're well, Ben. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, Manic. Sawyer, hello. I thought, yeah, this is something everyone's been going on about getting food poisoning at TwitchCon, and I've had some of the same things that they've had, but I don't think it's food poisoning. They're saying it might be norovirus or something. But our mate Dan from British Red Cross, we saw him like all the time at the weekend, and he was doing one of the panels. He was running one of the panels. And apparently he got really ill and he left earlier than us. So I don't know what's happened there. But no, we were right. Apparently if we had it, we would have had it by now. So I think we're good. Guys, I said I had a good time. The weather was really nice. 28, 29 degrees in Lanzarote. Very nice. About the same as what we had in Rotterdam. Ben says I still need that photo from Manchester. We'll sort that out for you. Yeah, but we also had good weather here in the UK as well. There you go. Popped it in the Discord. Nice one. Thank you, Safe. Good to see you back. Thank you, Flame. Best to have some sausages. Nice. DJ Mike, hello, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, some said it's norovirus. Some said, I don't know what. Everyone said different things. I don't know what it is, but in the end, I've got vomiting or the shits one way or the other. But there you go. People don't know how to look at that. I don't think people are washing their hands and doing stuff properly. So I did. So there you go. Anyway, enough about TwitchCon. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We're not here to talk TwitchCon. Let's get the man who knows, frankly, nearly everything about games, whether it's retro games or new games. My co-host that knows you the most. It's the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad. Doing all right, mate. How's everyone in chat? Hope everyone's doing well.
I think everyone's doing all right. Let's see what other people are saying. It's good to see you smiling. Not like that miserable mag selfies we all saw. I know that was a funny joke. There was a lot of things on social media that apparently I look quite serious in a lot of the selfies or miserable. So I deliberately took the most miserable one I could find, but then backed it up with a happy one, but posted having a great time on second day. And it actually did catch people out because they didn't actually swipe over to see the second picture. So people are like, you don't look like you're having a good time. Apparently I get a gold medal for washing my hands. So there you go. Loads of people shouting you out in chat, Dave. Up the Dave. Sophie says, hello, what stuff?
Evening.
Yeah, I sing happy birthday. Right, very quick joke. So there was a whole thing about the fact that, you know, Boris Johnson said you should sing happy birthday twice when you wash your hands during COVID. And there was a comedy sketch that was great because you basically saw someone go up to the sink, turned the sink on and went, happy birthday twice, and then walked off. I always thought it was funny because you can imagine fucking people doing that because, you know, the world's full of fucking idiots. I'm doing horrible because I have to look at Mag. Well, sucks to be you, Mike, but great to have you here. Moonbeard, great to see you, my friend. Great to have you here. How was your holiday in Belgium? I know you both just got back as well. Dave says it's my second favourite Dave.
Second favourite's all right.
There you go. It's all right. But going, great looking at Dave. There you go. Mike's happy. So there you go. Apparently, I'm a miserable ass gamer guy. There you go. It's my birthday. Do not on Friday. Do not sing to me. We don't do the singing today. Maybe tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see. That was just to give him an excuse to have a party. True. Belgium was good. Lots of beer, lots of bread, lots of sun. Sophie's watching the football. Apparently, Turkey are doing really well. When we went out to Rotterdam, the Turkish were celebrating because they just got through to the final 16. And apparently, assuming that they are still beating Austria. But let me know if that's changed. But good on them because they seem to be doing really well. They're like the ones to look out for. Okay, so it's still the same score, but there you go. Manic says, plus I was playing the new First Descendant game, which came out today, which we will talk about next week. But we're probably going to be playing it on this channel, but I'll firm that up tomorrow. It's quite fun to play. Just finished playing today, so don't overmine myself. Oh, that's fine. Oh, let me know, because I wanted to know what that's like. But most of the reviews aren't coming out just yet, or they're about to come out while we do the show, because it's always the fucking thing. England going to win it and look awful doing it. Oh, sounds like us doing this show. What have you been playing while I've been away, Dave? Anyway.
Pretty much Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, mate. Played a lot of that. Still doing pretty well, isn't it? Still getting through. I've done the first 2 bosses now.
Nice.
So I mean, I haven't been finding it quite as excruciatingly hard as lots of people were complaining about last week.
Yeah,
we were talking about it. I mean, it is a hard game, but it depends what you use. I mean, I'm not going into the bosses trying to solo them. I'm never going to bother trying that.
Yeah,
I just can't get the patterns down and get all the moves right and stuff like that. Plus, I ain't got the patience to go through like hundreds of times. So I just go in with the summon that I can call in myself anyway. And there's usually one that you can call in as well outside the boss door. So the 3 of us just go rocket in. You get it done in a couple of goes. It's the way I play it. Works for me. So there's plenty of options in the game. So if you're finding it tough, try different tactics. There's so many different weapons, shields, talisman, armor. Yeah, you can come up with all these fancy different builds. I was just reading one a minute ago where I think people have found the new sort of dueling shield. Yeah, if you use that, pay yourself up the right way, you can just absolutely obliterate the bosses. So there's various tactics. It's not an impossible game. It just needs a bit of patience and thought sometimes to get through it.
I saw the mod as well, the mod that you can have where you can then have co-op and
the same as co-op.
So people are tackling it with mods and co-op as well, which making it easier, which I thought was cool. So
yeah, it's meant to be a good mod because you can co-op it anyway on all platforms. It's just a bit more palaver to do on consoles. Whereas with this mod on PC, you can just drop in, drop out when you like, and no limitations, which is quite cool.
So I haven't really played any games since I saw the only games we got to play were at said TwitchCon, which I'll talk about on tomorrow's show. But we did get to play some retro games because they did have a little retro arcade. Kylie and me managed to play Bubble Bubble Puzzle, which is the one where you fire the balls and the bubbles. And you have against each other, which is a classic. And actually, I'd not seen this. And I don't think this is something Arcade Club have ever had. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, which I've always wanted to play.
That one. That. I'm sure I've played that somewhere.
We played the whole thing through start to finish and completed it. It was great. But it ends on a fucking cliffhanger. So there must have been a second arcade game because you don't know what happens to 2 of the 4 characters.
I can't remember a sequel. One could have snuck out somewhere, couldn't it?
So maybe. But yeah, it was good. So I managed to complete that. So that's the only games I'll talk about now because there were some brand new games that are coming out at the show, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. But there you go. So let's move on. Yeah, it was really fun. Great game, wasn't it, Kai? Absolutely fantastic. It was great for bashing the shit out of people and dinosaurs. iQuail, good evening, everyone. I haven't missed much. Xbox Live down, so I won't be able to. No, it's fine. Apparently, Xbox Live has gone down, and it's happened. Manic said a few minutes ago. So, thank God we're not doing a gaming stream tonight. So that's all I can say. That would have really fucked things up. Now, tonight we were supposed to have Alex from Nottingham Video Games Expo on the show. However, he got called in by his work to go work somewhere, which is a couple of hours away from where he lives. And the chances are he's probably still driving back from work right now as we're doing this show. So he's not going to make it. Now, what we did say at the time, because he was like, oh, I can do next week and we'll swap. So I spoke to our wonderful guest who was due to be on next week. And he said, yeah, I'm happy to swap. Only to get a message later from Amy going, yeah, he can't do next week's show because we go on holiday. So, unfortunately, Alex isn't going to be on the show before Nottingham Video Games Expo. So all I'm going to say is it's in about 2 weeks. I'll see you there because I'm going on the Sunday. Go enjoy it. Buy your tickets now. That's about as much as I can do because Alex ain't on the show. But there you go. So there you go. Go enjoy the event. So what we've done is we've swapped it. And we have got our guest who has been on the show before. But not only that, he is now one of my amazing team members who helped do the Manchester Twitch meetup. We did our first one 2 Fridays ago. He's on the team. We had Lisa on the show 2 weeks ago. She's part of the team. We pulled off something amazing. For those who didn't know, we did a little meetup which had just under 75 people turn up in person. But then we broadcasted up to a point of where there was over 10,000 people watching, which is insane for us. So please welcome one of the guys that made this possible. And also, as we know, he wants to maintain his title at the next Timeless for the Super Mario Kart competition. It's the one, the only, Mr. Celt Brenny.
Hey, what's up, gang?
Hey,
How's it going, everyone?
Hello, bud. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I was going to introduce myself as Alex from the Nottingham Video Games Expo, but you kind of rumbled me there. But
I mean, no. You can if you want. We'll pretend that didn't happen, and we'll just say that now.
Yeah. So everyone, my name for everyone who doesn't know, my name's Alex from the Video Game Expo in Nottingham. Buy your tickets and hope to see you there in 2 weeks' time.
And I won't shatter the illusion by going follow his channel now.
Yeah, there you go. But if you follow my friend, Celt Brenny, there he's a really good content creator. Please go and check him out.
There you go.
Oh yeah, so, jokes aside, thank you for having me again.
There you go. Don't know why I didn't do a shout out. Don't know why that didn't work, Dan. But there you go. Loads of people in chat going mad for you, mate. Spain, I believe, Sophie, I think I was told. Welcome to TNEC, Tuesday night Eurovision chat with Celt Brenny.
Love the Eurovision.
I know the time it says. So what you're saying is that Celt is sloppy thirds. I'm not saying that at all. He was going to be our guest on next week's show, and he very kindly stood up to sort it out. DJ Mike says, Celt is my bae.
Thank you very much.
Sophie says, hey, Brenny Celt or Celt Brenny, because you can say it either way. We discussed this last time we were on. The Brenny. Dane, how you doing, buddy? It's Brenny. He's bad at video games, and there's always honking. Thanks. Loves the Rangers as well, Mag. Ask him about it. Have I got to ask you about the Rangers?
No, it's the opposition team. You don't need to give them any airtime.
There you go. 2-0, by the way, on the football, just for those that are interested. Celt Brenny cheats at Mario Kart, says Dave.
Not confirmed yet.
Not confirmed or deny. Okay, fuck that. If it's Eurovision, I'm off. We're not doing Eurovision. So for those who are not familiar with your channel, tell them all about your channel, and then you can also talk about a little bit about MCR if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, so it's fine. So my name's Celt Brenny. I'm sure many people know you. I'm a variety streamer, so I kind of play anything and everything what I fancy on the night. For me, streaming is a bit of therapy for me, so I'm not here to kind of do a lot of content creation. I just enjoy winding down, meeting like-minded people, and playing games together. So that's my kind of shtick. Hence the reason I wanted to get on board with the MCR community meetups. As you can see, shameless plug here. The missus hates it, by the way, because this is at the foot of the bed every night. Not even put down, up. But no, if you are local to Manchester, please come and get involved for the next one. I'm sure I'll see plenty of you at Timeless as well. So yeah. Please check that out.
Yeah, so Brenny was, for those who know, was on our content creator panel on last year's Timeless. And this year, he's one of the content creators who's going to be in the Content Creator Lounge. We'll talk about Timeless a little bit later on because we've got some, not actually unveiling anything tonight, but I am going to basically say there was a lot of announcements over social media. So if anyone missed them, there's quite a few things that got announced. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, Brenny will be at the show. And then after Timeless, we will set a date between Lisa, Dan, Brenny and myself for the next Manchester meetup. We hope to do some form of Christmas theme / quiz, but we won't say much more than that. So hopefully we can repeat the success of the one a couple of weeks ago. So there you go. So if you're not following him, you can basically check him out. He was last playing Forza Horizon 5. There you go. It says on your channel. So I like a bit of Forza Horizon 5. It's all good. That love that. So shall we crack on with the show, gentlemen?
Yeah, yes. Let's go, mate.
So again, it's a bit of another slim pickings week because there was only about 6 games that came out this week. So we are covering all 6 games. But we got one which came out of nowhere last week with a surprise announcement. We've got Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. We've also got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. And I can safely say, those that know, I had to push the stream of that back because of TwitchCon. But my copy was waiting here for me. So we will be playing this on Thursday night. We should have played this last week, but we're going to be playing it Thursday night, so can't wait for that. Nice. We'll be talking about that, plus some other games and the latest gaming news. And we still haven't figured out what the frig we're doing to replace 100 games to play before you die, but I have a meeting about that next week. So stay tuned for that because that'll be a thing. So there you go. So let's crack on with our first game. And as I mentioned, hang on, we got a few things here before we do that. Make sure it doesn't clash with our creator build off because I want Brenny on that. Yes.
Oh, it's going to be a shambles if I'm on that. Yeah. I'll tell you that for free. That's content right there.
Okay. Dane said, sorry, it's my life goal to wind up Brenny. Love him though, top lad. There you go.
Be done.
Can you make the next MCR nice and close to Xmas, please? Because I'm fucking broke at that moment and will be for the next few months. We'll let you know. We're considering dates, and obviously we've got to check with our venue, but we did want to kind of do it near the lead up to Christmas so we could have a Christmas theme, but then we need to check that's okay with them. But we will let people know, but we won't be deciding any dates for MCR until we've done Timeless. iQuail says, is there a schedule for July? By tomorrow, there will be. It's like 98% confirmed, but there's a few gaps because there's a few partner things that have come in while I've been away, and there's a potential sponsorship, which I haven't done a sponsorship in ages while I've been away. So it's kind of like, what are we going to say yes to? What are we going to say no to? So by tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon, there will be a full July lineup. But I can tell you we're doing TNGC right now, and we are doing Luigi's Mansion on Thursday. But that's about as much as I'm allowed to say. So there you go. I'm trusting Brenny to not do a Mav and break the piece. Oh, God, don't let Mav get anywhere near the PCs. There you go. Hello, Phantom. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome on in. So we're going to talk about our first game. Oh, what will be Magcast playing? Oh, we're not allowed to say that because it might give it away because we've already all decided. The MCR team have already decided, so I can't say that. So I'll keep that, but we will be cosplaying. So there you go. The stream needs more of Brenny's cat. It would bring the stream from an 8 out of 10 to a solid 8.3 out of 10. We'd round that up, so it'd be an 8.5. So that's good. I'm good. Been at work. Good to see you. Well, let's talk about this first game. So nobody knew this was coming out because it was not on any game lists, release lists, anything. And Ubisoft just put out a thing saying. So we didn't mention it at our Ubisoft Forward, but Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still happening. And everyone's like, what? It's a thing? And they kind of went, oh, yeah, and to celebrate the fact that we're doing that, we've just basically released Beyond Good and Evil, the 20th Anniversary Edition. And it came out of nowhere. Literally came out on last Tuesday. You can get this on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS, Switch and PC. And let's have a look at the trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. And they're celebrating not only 20 years of that, but the fact that the second game we've been waiting like probably longer than 20 years for it's going to happen. Let's go.
Jade, 20 years ago, your parents put you under my care. We came to Hillis. Back then, it was a peaceful planet. I had hoped to raise you there safely.
The war has arrived at the gates of Hillis.
They're coming.
This peaceful mining planet in System 4 is now completely encircled by the Dark Armada. General Depp, Supreme Commander of the
Can't go there, Jade.
If you want, I'll go alone.
Okay, we'll go together. But I'm sticking to you like bees on honey, whether you like it or not. Wow! A Arauco D53. Free yourself, Jake. I'll create a diversion.
Quickly, Miss Jane. There still may be time.
Here we come, outer space.
Silico Carnage!
Oh, son.
Show no mercy. No matter what happens, good luck, Jade.
I'll come back for you. Paige, you've been hiding this from me for the past 20 years.
So there you go, folks. Beyond Good and Evil, the 20th anniversary edition, which literally shadow dropped last Tuesday while we were doing this show. Before I get Dave to tell everyone about it, I have never played this, but I know loads of people who've said really good things about it. And then obviously there was all the hype about the second game, and they released that trailer, which feels like 10 years ago. And then no one's heard jack shit from it since. And then suddenly they just go, oh no, just like the blooming Sands of Time remake that we thought was dead in the water. They've gone, oh no, it's happening now. And everyone's like, what? But there you go. Let's just see. Well, Danka said this should have come out on the Switch already. Well, at least you can get it on the Switch now. Sawyer's saying this belongs in the bin, but it's all about the year because Capcom did announce the Dead Rising remaster, which comes out in September. So that might end up in my schedule. We'll have to see. But yeah, Dave, but if you're not familiar with this game, Dave, tell him what it's all about.
I'm a bit like you. I've never played this either. It's one of those ones that, what was it? It's originally out, I think, 2003. I think originally it came out, it was a bit of a commercial flop. It didn't do particularly well. But in the years since, it just got a bit of a very strong cult following behind it. It became a bit of a cult classic. Did get a remaster back in 2011 on the 360, the PS3.
Okay.
But then now they've done this nice remaster that's they've improved like the graphics, lighting, shadows, just generally made it look a lot better than it used to. The general sort of gist of this one is the character you're playing as Jay. She lives on this planet that's getting invaded by an alien race, and she ends up working as part of a resistance to try and stop them. And along the way, you've got your camera as well, so you can photograph things as you're going along, which plays into the fact that she's a bit of a photography reporter. So she's taking lots of photographs of the various enemies and other creatures on the planet as she goes along. But it generally plays a bit of a third-person action game. But because it came out so long ago, it's probably, it was kind of like the early times when Bethesda were really getting to grips with making, a third-person action game. So some aspects of it will feel a little bit dated. Combat-wise, movement-wise, won't feel as good as something that's made today. But if you can get past that, it is meant to have a very good story to it, and I think that's the one thing that's kept. Say that again.
I say it looks good from that point of view. It's got me intrigued, considering I knew nothing about it.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I think has really sort of kept it alive over the years. The fact the story was meant to be really good. Good characters in there, good writing. That's all helped it stay alive. The gameplay might feel a bit dated, but if you can get past that, it looks like there's a pretty good time. I think about sort of 10, 12-hour game, something like that, which is pretty decent if you get a bit fed of all the ridiculously long games that are out these days, this one you might
Yeah.
actually have a bit of a time to finish. You know, so it might be worth a look if you've never played it before, like me.
Okay.
Never played it. Always been sort of interested, just never got around to it. But
Okay.
it's a good time to have a look now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna before I give my there's a couple of little things I want to say about it. I want to say a big thank you to Stream Seed Live that just raided us literally a minute ago. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Games Guru that's coming on the raid there. Atomic Moonchild. Always great to see you both. Some people are already getting their scores in for this one as well. So Manic says an 8. Gozzo says an 8. Dan Game Tanks played this. He says it's a great game. Welcome in. Thank you so much for that raid. Greatly appreciate it. Stream C, we're doing a just chatting stream. Let me know what you were chatting about. Kylie says, oof, hovering between a 7.5 and an 8. Apparently, Ben said, I'll pick whatever Kylie does. So he's doing the Becker formation, as we call it. Was funny enough, I was looking up the 25th anniversary, but it has popped up the Beyond Good and Evil 2 stuff. And the last time they did an update while they were doing the game was about 5. Yeah, that's about right. No one's heard jack shit about Beyond Good and Evil 2. 5 years. Really want the second game, but dropping this shows it ain't going to drop any time. I think it's basically just making awareness again, like they did at the Ubisoft Forward, going, hey, look at all these Prince of Persia games. Oh, and by the way, this is coming out next year. So it was kind of a way to say,
there is some extra content in this game as well. I think has hooks to go into the
okay. So
that sounds interesting.
They're going to tease stuff that's coming up now. Okay.
On the sound of it, yeah.
Yeah. Doing very well. Thank you, Games Guru. Atomic Moonchild, I hope you guys are good. Yes, Flames saying the 7. I have no idea what game, but I'm going to say 7.5. Dave says 7.5. We are talking about the Beyond Good and Evil 20th anniversary edition, which Shadow dropped last Tuesday. This is our first game of the night. Ubisoft want to send me a copy of this, and I'm very tempted. This is one of the things we've got to consider if we can fit it in the schedule or not. And I'm like very tempted to just give it a whirl if I can. So it has intrigued me. It makes me maybe want to play it a bit more. So I might fight for the case of trying to cram this into July's schedule. Or front half of August is a bit slow. Chuck it in there. Brenny, have you ever played this?
No, but again, I've heard of it because it has got a cult following. There was a lot of talk about this, and I feel like this era of game, there was a plethora. Like when the game originally come out, there was loads of like action adventure puzzler type platforming kind of games like this in that certain era of gaming. So if it's short and sweet, I would consider obviously picking this up, because sometimes you do need, like, if you had a long game or something that's like took 50-60 hours, I feel like this is the perfect game to kind of like relax and put time in and kind of chill and wind down. But it does look very interesting, and it's quite like you say, with Ubisoft obviously trying to resurrect these older IPs. I won't be surprised if obviously they've got a few more under the sleeve. We've seen it with Sega as well, obviously bringing back like Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio. So it seems to be that hopefully these kind of games come to light, because obviously game preservation is key. So hopefully we get some more remasters. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking this one out.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I will have I've got the meeting tomorrow to decide what we're doing with it. So maybe we'll play it. Maybe I don't know. There you go. Sawyer said, "Bro, Golden Axe and Jet Set Radio is a must." Yeah, defo. That looks there. So and even that Shinobi one, look brilliant. So folks, if you've only just joined us and you're coming from the Stream Seed Live and not seen this show before, we don't actually review the games, but we take an average score from the internet, loads of different sites, get all the scores, squish it into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly, and that's why people are putting numbers in the chat, you can get a shout out for your channel. So, folks, we've had a couple of scores already. Obviously, iQuail said an 8. Ben's probably going with an 8 because Kylie said an 8. Dave Johnson says 7.5. Moonchild says 7.5. Flame says a 7. What else we got? I think Gozzo said an 8. Manic said an 8. Danka says an 8 as well. What else we got? Games Guru says Golden Axe for the win. Crazy Taxi is going to be the big one here. I'm hyped for it. That looks quite good as well. So there you go. We'll start with you, Dave. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8. Okay. Brenny, what do you reckon for this one?
I'm going to go with 8 as well, just because obviously it has got such a cult following. I think that it will bode well with a lot of like reviewers and things. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right, folks. Last chance. Get your scores in. This came out last Tuesday. Ironically, Shgadow dropped while we were doing the show. Obs, hello. Good to see you. You're saying 8.5 for this one. This is out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, Switch, PC. This is the Beyond Good and Evil 20th edition. And I can tell you that this seems to have, and this is another reason for me wanting to play this now, got a very reasonable 8 out of 10.
Nice.
So there you
Let's
go.
go.
So a good score. Moonbeard said a 7. Just snuck that in there. So with lots of people that got it right. Dan says, Mag, remember I won the CM community member thing to pick a game. I nominate Bill. Oh, okay, Dan. Well, we'll do it then. That's the thing.
Yeah, problem solved.
There you go. Problem solved. He got to pick a stream that he wanted me to play. So we will do that. Sawyer, thank you for being here. I will let you know tomorrow. I'll let you know. But I think I am going to be there at the event on Saturday. I just haven't planned it yet because been busy, but hope to be there, mate. So I shall see you there. So congratulations to everyone who got 8 out of 10. There was a lot of people. Manic, Gozzo, Danka, Kylie. Technically, Ben gets it. Thanks to using Kylie. Our guest, Mr. Brenny, got it right. Well done. And obviously, Dave got it. Well done. I think did Quail get it as well? There's a few people. Well done. A lot of people have said 8. They got that right. So well done. Yeah, Quail said it as well. So well done to all you. And go follow these wonderful people. They spend the time watching our channel. So please do give them a follow back if you're not already doing it, because they take the time to watch us out. Ob said, I didn't know what game it was. I just guessed. Well, you were close, mate. You were close. That was quite good. Dave, how would you like your first shout out?
You can start off with a bit of spinning, mate.
Spinning. All right. And don't forget, if you want to shout Dave out, you can do exclamation Dave in the chat. So there we go. So let's start as we mean to go on, shall we? Let's go.
That's it.
Dave! Ah, nice and gentle one. There you go.
That's
There
it.
you
Ease
go.
yourself in.
Ease myself in. So there you go. I'm going to we got quite a few news stories, so I'm going to kind of chuck them in between after the game. So go for the first news story, which is probably the most controversial and probably not the nicest news story, but it needs to be talked about. So there has been a certain well-known streamer / content creator who has found himself in a lot of deep water. That said person is Dr. Disrespect, whether you know them or not. He was banned from Twitch a few years ago due to an incident which apparently was settled. I'm only going to give the facts. I'm not going to do any speculation because it was down to certain aspects of conversations that were of not a great nature with someone who was probably not of the correct age. Apparently that all got settled. However, recently he has been dropped from other things. Certain sponsorship deals and certain companies that were associated with him don't want to be associated with him. And a game that he and company that he helped kind of co-set up, a company called Midnight Society, because he's a co-founder, have removed him from that organization in the last week. Now, this has come about because some Twitch employees have released further information on what happened a few years ago. And to put it bluntly, basically, there was sexual advances made on the Twitch Whispers, which is like the kind of private messaging services, to someone that is probably not of the correct age. It was proven that there was talk of potentially meeting this person at a TwitchCon and personally hooking up with this person at TwitchCon. But apparently that's as far as it went. This is what caused the Twitch ban. Obs has said his YouTube got taken off. Yeah, so he's not allowed to make money on YouTube and he's losing things left and right and center. He has since put a statement out, which was clearly made by a lot of lawyers, where he has stated that it was all settled through Twitch, etc., which to me doesn't say much. It basically sounds like it got settled out of court, which is wrong, in my opinion. Circus Digi, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Go give a shout out to Circus Digi. Thanks for keeping the lights on the place. But has basically said that he is going off streaming to go have a holiday and have a mental break to then come back to tackle everything. But he stated in his thing that, did he contact this person? Yes. Was there any intention there? No. Did anything happen? No. Therefore, he is not guilty. I'm not going to go on a rant about this because it's a very fine line with things. But all I'm going to say is, if you are doing messages to someone who is a minor, I've got to be careful what I say here. It's just wrong, okay? Regardless of whether this person, Dr. Disrespect, is saying there's intentions or not, I don't care if there's intentions or not. You fucking shouldn't be doing it in the first place. Now, whether they're an amazing fan of yours or a random stranger, it's just fucking wrong. So, regardless of what happens with this case, and I'm sure more things are going to come out of it, he's stating nothing. He hasn't done anything wrong. Now, I still think he has. And as Dave has just put in the chat, there is no defense. Simple as. What an idiot. Take responsibility. It's certainly, it's getting out of. We've got to be careful what we say because we haven't got all the facts and things. But I'm just going to say this. I think it's right that the companies have said, you're banned from this. We're removing you. You can't make money from this. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's right that the company don't want to be associated with their co-founder anymore. And they put their own statements out. But I just think the whole thing's just very twisted and wrong. And I'd just like to get Dave and Brenny's opinions on. You don't have to go into detail because we're not here to dive in that. But I just think the statement that was put out was just a bit sort of bullshit, really.
They usually are those statements, aren't they? They never want to say too much stuff. Probably got lawyers behind them saying, say this, don't say that.
Yeah.
And who knows if his hands are somewhat tied from the settlement with Twitch from all those years ago. So maybe you can't say some stuff because of that.
Yeah.
But, from what we've seen, I agree with what you're saying. You just shouldn't do it.
I have to state one other thing. This is still technically allegations. Okay. So it's not like there's been a foolproof thing, but there seems to be evidence, but it's not turned into full thing. So this is why I'm skirting around the sides. Seob says there's probably an NDA been signed somewhere.
So from what I knew, I don't know if this again speculation, was when he vacated Twitch, there was an NDA, so no one actually knew why Dr. Disrespect left that platform to go over to YouTube. I believe it was 2 ex-employees of Twitch who have basically leaked the information.
Yeah.
But obviously a certain relationship between them and Dr. Disrespect, and this is why it's kind of come to fruition. And then obviously because the NDA has been breached, he can kind of defend himself, and this is where the lawyers have come in and wrote a statement. But if you look at the statement, there's one section where it kind of contradicts himself. Yeah. And it's a bit...
I'm not going to bother putting the statement on the screen. If you want to see it, you can have a look, because I don't want to give this guy any more airtime than he fucking deserves. It's bad enough I mentioned his name, let alone that. Ben has said, as a dad of 2 girls, I think what's going through the head of a father, the person who received the message, and think how I'd react if it were one of my girls. I'd like to give Dave and I'd like to get Dave and Brenny's opinion. So they'll be accused of slander and not me. No, I'm not doing that to them. Bless them.
Throw me under the bus.
Yeah. Any other comments, gents, or shall we just move this fucking horrible story along?
Let's move along. I think you've said all the needs saying at the moment.
Yeah. Ben says, can we talk about EGX instead? I can tell you one thing about EGX. Two very funny things. One, I met another Twitch streamer who hates EGX as much as I do. Fucking great. I'll try and get him on the show, feature show. And secondly, they've just announced that content creators can buy stands, but they have stands that they can sell their merch for 215 quid. But you have to be there for the 3 days, man in the stand. And I was like, nah, fuck that shit. So there you go. Yeah. I thought that was a bit of one, but there you go. Let's move on to the games. We will move on. There we go. Our next game also came out last Tuesday, but the reviews hadn't landed when we did the show last week. This is called Until Then, and it's out on PC and PS5. Let's have a look at this one. So there you go, folks. That is Until Then, which came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5. A number of people are like, I don't get what this game is. So, Dave, it's your time to shine and you can explain it to everyone.
Visual novel, the simplest way to describe it. That type of game, very narrative focused. It's a sort of coming of age story set in the Philippines. Your characters at high school and going through all the sort of emotions and stuff with the friends that goes on during high school. So in the background of the story, though, with the characters and the friends, there is some sort of mystery that's going on in the background that just to do with like some disappearances that have been happening in the sort of town where he lives. I think that does mostly take place in the background. The game is mostly focused on these characters and their coming of age story. There are some bits where you get to make decisions, I think, with the narrative, so you can change the way the story flows. There's a few little mini games thrown in. You briefly see some of those in the trailer. So it's got a few like little bits to try and just break up, read the text, and watching the characters. I do like the look of it visually. I do really like the pixel art.
I think it looks pretty.
I think that looks really nice. Whether I'd ever play it, I don't know. So I like the look of the graphics, but I can't say I'm massively hooked. The trailer didn't really, grab me anyway to sort of delve into the narrative because it didn't really give a huge amount away to really try and hook you. But, visual novels can do pretty well. Plenty of people do seem to like them. I have heard good things about this one. So if you like that genre, might be worth a look.
Okay. We've got some scores in the chat already. Manic says a 7. Moonchild says a 7. Ob says 7.5. Games Guru says an 8. He likes the art style. Danka says, let's play it safe, maybe a 7.5. Brenny, what are your thoughts to this one? Is this your type of game or not?
I have played visual novels in the past. I feel like they're very hit and miss for me. It's not a genre I would usually delve in because a lot of it it's basically a cinematic experience. So as long as the storyline kind of hooks me at the beginning, it'll play a big part in whether I complete it or not. I do like the art style. It reminds me of a game I believe called, is it Eastwood or Eastway?
Oh yeah, I think I know the one you're on about. Yeah,
like a pixel art, a very
Yeah.
like cassette piece art style as well, which is quite nice. Seems like a combination of a few games, but yeah, it would be something I would be tempted to play, but I wouldn't, be running to grab it on release.
Mm. Okay. Couple more scores, and folks, chat, get your scores in. And those who've just come back from the ad break, welcome back in from the ads. Greatly appreciate it. Flame says 6.5. Gozzo is saying a 7.5. I'll start with you, Brenny, on this one. What do you reckon this one's got?
I'm going to go for a 7, I think.
Okay, going for a 7. Kylie's like, oh, yeah, maybe a 7.5. So that means Ben's going for a 7.5 because he was like, get me a 2 for 2. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try 8 for this one because I've heard good things about it. I think it might have scored a bit higher.
Okay, all right. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Until Then, which came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5. Obviously, it's like, they following my train. There you go. There you go. Any more scores? Let me know. iQuell says an 8 as well. So you go. And I am going to call it. I'm going to tell you that this got slightly less than our first game, and it did get a 7.5 out of 10. So there you go. So a lot of people got that right again. Well done. Danker, Gozzo, they seem to be back on form again. Had a couple of rocky weeks, and Gozzo's been on holiday, but there you go. Kylie's back on form again. She's like, holy crap. Manic's like, damn it, 0.5 off. Brenny, well done. You get it, mate. So we get you a shout out as well.
I mean, that'd be a fraud. I think I did go for a 7.
Oh, you went for a 7? I thought you said 7.5. Sorry. There you go. Never mind. Okay, we'll take that back. I mean, the mods might just shout you out anyway. And if they do, I didn't notice. There you go. But yeah, well done to everyone who got 7.5. Well done. Thank you, mods, for keeping the shout outs. While those shouts are going on, we talked a lot about, obviously, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree last week. Not only did we talk about, well done, Obs. Not only did we talk about the review, because it got a whopping 9 out of 10 or 9. What did it get? 9.5 out of 10 on the show?
I think
9.5 on the show. 9.5 out of 10. There you go. But we also talked about all the fact that some people, as Dave said earlier in the show, some people saying it's a bit too difficult and blah, blah, blah. Well, we've got 3 lots of stories of Elden Ring for you tonight. And the first one is that for those who've been moaning that it's a little bit difficult, Shadow of the Erdtree has had its first update and patch within the space of a week of it coming out, because it's officially been just over a week since it came out, a week last Friday. And what they've done is they've done a few little balancing tweaks on it so that your attack and damage on certain blessing enhancements make it a little bit easier. So if you start out, you'll find that certain lower grade enemies will be a little bit easier to attack, and then you'll find it will get a little bit more difficult, but then you can get some more that have got some things to make it a little bit easier, but then you'll get up to the point where it's supposed to be rock hard because you're near the end. So it's kind of just easing you in as you go. Do you think that the devs kind of went, oh yeah, people are moaning about it a little bit too much, so we'll implement this just to appease them? Because what's interesting is at the time it came out, it obviously got rave reviews. Hey, cat cam. But obviously on Steam it went from very highly rated to kind of went back down a bit. But ironically, since the patch has come out, it's gone back to being highly recommended on Steam. So the negative reviews have stopped, which is interesting. So do you think that was a clever strategy?
I don't know if it would just be a reaction from a few randoms moaning on Twitter. The amount of data the devs will be getting from the game in like the back end that they can view and see and make changes based on that. That's probably what they're looking at. But they might be seeing this, the way that they've currently got the the scaling for those blessings just wasn't quite right. Not quite what they're expecting. It might look good in playtest with limited players and they're building it. Once it's out there in the wild, it's it doesn't seem quite the same. So they alter it that way. But as I was saying earlier, I still don't really get why people called it ridiculously hard. Because I'm no fantastic player at these games. I'm pretty average. I just try and make use of the various tools you get in the game to get through it. And to get into the DLC, you've got to play through some pretty hard stuff anyway. So I really would have thought that people would have had some practice, with the game before they got to this bit.
And jumping back to something we talked about over 2 weeks on the show, we stated that more than 65% or 2/3 of players have not managed to actually kill those bosses yet, or hadn't even attempted to kill that boss, even though completing the game, to even be able to kick off that DLC.
Well, they're completely optional bosses anyway. You could, completely play through the base game, not even know they're there because you just don't have to go to. Completely optional. So, even though 60% of players hadn't beaten them, might be because, a good chunk never found them, never really went off exploring. Just follow the critical path through and finish that.
Yeah. Sophie said the end of the match 2-1 to Turkey, and now we've got her full attention. So thank you for that. But yeah, Manic says that seems like quite an oversight in that respect. There you go. Brenny, your thoughts?
I just think it's a few factors really. I probably feel that the developers maybe had to just deploy a patch anyway. With obviously being new content, they usually do like a weekly patch or something like that. Like Dave said, they might have had to tweak something here and there. And then I think a lot of players may have come away from the game after obviously maybe completing the critical path, and then it's kind of a tough one to kind of get back into unless you play it at a constant. And obviously with the statistics that you've just thrown out, obviously a lot of people aren't exploring, the kind of just trying to get it completed. They're not spending the time learning and practicing the mechanics. So maybe it's difficult for them because they're not trying to best themselves in a way.
Well, we'll talk about how well the DLC is done a little bit later on, plus some other things that the devs have said. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's move on to our next game, which, as I mentioned, I will be playing on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to this because, again, this is a game that I had not played before. So I'm looking forward to this. This came out last Thursday on Nintendo Switch. And if you want to see more of this, as I said, 9 p.m. on Thursday. But this is Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Let's have a look at this.
Hello? Uh-oh.
There you go, folks. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which came out last Thursday on Nintendo Switch. And it's been quite a while since this originally came out on the DS, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it was 2013, so it's 10 years old. It's one that I missed because on the 3DS I didn't have one at the time, so I completely this one passed me by. But I played the original back on I think it was the GameCube, the original one. Yeah, loved that one. Then really enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch a couple of years ago. That was a great game. I had fun playing for that with my daughter had fun playing for that with my daughter because she could control the second character, Luigi. It's great fun. Love the game. This does look fun, and it's a good chance to get more people to play it now. It's on the Switch. Nice, visual update to it. Basic story for this one. Can't the same as all the rest of them. Mario, Peach, and the Toads have all got captured by King Boo in this one, leaving poor old Luigi to grab his Port Augusta 5000 and get a bit of ghost hunting. This one is, I think, the Evershade Valley, and he's got to go through 5 different mansions, try and rescue all his friends, and find these pieces of the Dark Moon he needs to use, then capture King Boo again. So it does look good fun. I think the only thing that will go against it is the fact that the Luigi's Mansion 3 was so good. And it will have, gameplay elements that this doesn't in the older game. So, like Luigi, the second player that I mentioned, that won't be in this one. So it's just going to be a single player one, in the campaign. Which might be a shame if you like playing with your kids, but it does have a multiplayer element. It's brought the scare scraper stuff back that we last saw in the third game. So you got that, which contains like a few mini games as well as your standard multiplayer ghost hunting, which will, I think that did pretty well when people were playing that with the third one. So hopefully they'll come back, get into this one, be a little bit of a community to keep that going for a while.
Gozzo said, I'd like to see the first one be remastered before the second one came out. So it's like, I know that this, when it came out on the DS, scored very, very highly. But obviously that's not going to give a clue to what this got. But I do agree with you that it's good for me because I've not played any of them. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really hyped. But I think, as you said, if people have played the 2019 Luigi's Mansion 3, they might go,
it just won't feel as good. Because especially it's built for the 3DS, it was built to play slightly differently than your standard console game. It's meant to be a bit more sort of episodic in a way, I think, where the levels are set out. But I think it'll still be good fun.
Yeah. Now, Brenny, being a massive Nintendo fan, you hyped for this?
Yeah, very much so. And I do agree with Dave to a certain extent that obviously it's going to kind of hinder your experience if you have played Luigi's Mansion 3. But if you were a fan of the franchise, it's still a very solid game. And, remasters are always welcome when it comes to Nintendo because sometimes IPs of theirs are just dead in the water after a short while. So it's nice to see a return. Hopefully, like Gozzo said, they might do a one at some point, maybe, or kind of use the Luigi's Mansion 3 mechanics or the engine and try and bring that to life. But it's a very fun game. It's one of the classics for me when I did own a GameCube that I spent countless hours playing. So it's always a franchise that's deep to my heart anyway.
Nice. I can't wait. If you want to see more of it, 9 p.m. Thursday, I will be playing it for the first time. They've sent me a little pre-order gift, as Nintendo always do as well, which I'll unveil on Thursday. I won't give anything away. But yeah, we've got quite a few different scores here. Dave says a 9. Icon says I'm thinking of an 8.5. Gozzo says an 8. Ben says Kylie goes 8.5. Ben will go an 8, and hopefully one of them gets it. He says, let's go 8, says Danka. Atomic Moonchild says an 8. Manic says an 8 as well. So, folks, get your scores in the chat. Kylie has gone 8 on this one. So I think Ben's going to go 8.5. There you go. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm thinking 8 as well, so I'll copy Kylie.
Okay. Ben says I'm probably going to regret that situation. Blaine says an 8 as well. Loads of people going for 8s here on this one. Am I right in thinking the arcade version is at Arcade Club? Yes, it is. On the first floor, mate. It's brilliant. You need to check it out. It's like is it right? I mean, it's a 4D experience. 4D. Yeah, it's a 4D experience. It's fantastic. So do check it out. It's on the first floor. We'll talk about Timeless in a bit. Brenny, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ben since Dave's gone with.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go 8.5. I think I wanted to give it a 9, but because I know like reviewers like Nintendo Life will obviously give stuff high. But I think it'll kind of average out and probably be an 8.5. Okay,
8.5. Well, I can tell you when this first got released on the Nintendo DS, it averaged a 9.5 out of 10. Wow. Right? But given what we know now, and the fact that obviously Luigi's Mansion 3 has come leaps and bounds, this has averaged a very respectable 8 out of 10. So Benny's like, no. And Ben's going, no. And Dave's like, yay. Curly's like, yay. And a lot of people in chat put an 8. Well done. Ben's like, I knew I regret it. But there you go. Well done for everyone. There's a lot of people that said 8. Well done. But yeah, a very, very respectable 8 out of 10 for Luigi's Mansion HD. Sophie goes, technically, I was right. There you go. Ben's like, bollocks. Manic's got 2 right. Well done, Manic. Keep on getting those scores right. There's a lot of people doing very well tonight on the show. So there you go. 8 out of 10 on that one, folks. As I say, you want to see more of it? 9 p.m. Thursday on this very channel. We will be playing it, which is great fun. More Elden Ring news. This one's a bit of a flash in the pan story, really. I'm going to be honest. So, and I'll probably get his name wrong, and I apologize about this, is that one of the guys behind Elden Ring, and I'm going to get this so wrong, Hidetaka Miyazaki, apologize if I got his name wrong, has stated that with the success of Elden Ring, it would be great if it could be turned into a movie. And they've expressed interest to do that. Now, obviously, we know that George R.R. Martin, famous for writing Game of Thrones, did a lot of the writing and stuff for the game. And they said they don't feel as a studio, however, that they would be strong enough to take it upon themselves to actually turn it into like a film product. So they said if they were considering it, they would have to find a strong enough company or partner that believed in that vision so that they could take this on and turn it actually into something. So, I mean, one, I think it would make a cool premise for a film. But it sounds quite cool because you get a lot of these films that they go, oh, yeah, we're just going to do this. And then they go, yeah, sell the rights, and comes out and most movie game films. Do you think that because they, From Software, do put a lot of time and effort into the quality control of their products and how it plays and how it looks and how it sounds, how it's written, do you think that if they did bring in the right people, and this is my question to Brenny and Dave, that they could actually get a really good film out of this?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lore that's been written there. I mean, George R.R. Martin wrote an absolute ton of stuff. Backstory for the world that you end up playing in. So there's a lot of that could get used in like a film, or even like a good lengthy HBO miniseries might be a better place for something like this. Sometimes a film you don't get enough time to do all this stuff, and there's so much to this game lore-wise. Maybe a nice 8-part miniseries would do the job instead. So,
yeah,
I don't know, but as you said, they'd need to get like someone decent who really cared about it to do it. It's not the sort of thing you'd shop off to Disney, so they'd just wreck it. They haven't got any good writers at the moment. See what they've been doing to their recent Star Wars stuff. Not very good. So you could get some decent writers, get a decent company to do it.
Yeah, it's funny because the next video games movie we're getting in August is the Borderlands film, which I am quite skeptical about. I think it will be fun. I think it will be better than people think, but I don't think it will be anything amazing. I think it will be a fun jaunt.
It'll just be an average film.
Yeah,
all right to watch, but ultimately forgettable most likely.
Yeah, which some are. So there you go. Brenny, your thoughts?
Yeah, so going off the Borderlands, I think the casting was just a little bit strange to me.
Some of it,
yeah, and that's kind of what put me off. But I think at the moment, video game adaptations are in a very strong position. And I think there's a lot of different companies that have took video game films on. Because I feel like at the moment, obviously TV and film, everything's kind of been reused. Like you've had superheroes for the last 10, 15 years now. So they're kind of moving on to the video games because it's fresh and new and hip. But there's more companies now taking these kind of risks on video games, and there's a lot of good adaptations out there. So I won't be surprised if, obviously, you've got the power of someone like George R.R. Martin. He's a massive pull, so you're going to get a massive company to kind of work alongside him.
Yeah,
like Dave said, there's that much lore and stuff to do in Elden Ring that it would make sense to kind of either drag it out over a mini series or maybe do like a Witcher deal, obviously without the shambles of a second season. But there's plenty options there.
Well, we'll see if it ever happens. Obviously, the success of Elden Ring keeps going 2 years after it initially come out, and now with the new DLC, and people are raving about it again. It can be only but time, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. So there you go. Talking of things that can only be time, we are literally about 6 weeks away or so from a certain gaming convention called Timeless Gaming Convention. And if you don't know what it is, then have a look at this. And I can reveal that we are going to have a new trailer very, very soon. So get used to this one because it's going to be gone because we've got some more stuff to announce. We've not got any official announcements. However, I'm going to allude to some of the stuff that has been announced on social media over the last couple of weeks. So check this out. Oh, yes, folks. Timeless Gaming Convention, as Dan says, is like 43 days away. I can't do my maths. Last week, we announced some really big things. As you know, we brought Sneak Energy on as one of our headline partners. We are due to announce another headline partner very, very soon. Contracts are almost done and sorted. So I'll be looking forward to announcing what they will be bringing to the show. And also last week, just for buying a ticket, doesn't matter what ticket you get, we actually announced that you could be the proud winner of one of these fabulous GT Omega chairs. We are going to be giving away this red one, which is worth £150 to one lucky winner who has bought just a ticket. So you've got to be there when we do the big prize giving the finale at like just before 7 o'clock, and you can win this GT Omega chair. And there is the blue chair, which is worth £165 as well. But we're not going to tell you how you can win that unless you're actually at the show. But we will be giving that away as well. So you'll have to basically come and see it. There will be one of the chairs on display, and all the content creators are going to get to sign it so you can actually see what you can win. And if you are the lucky person who wins the chairs, they will be delivered to your door. I'm not giving anything away, but I had a very large parcel turn up this weekend while I was away. So it might be said chair that needs to be signed by people. So there you go. All the details of how to win the chairs are there for you, and you can find out more about GT Omega as well. We also announced last week that we have gamer clothing going to be at the show, another new exhibitor that's at the show where you can basically get your designs and your t-shirts made for your content, for your streams. But you may have seen a few other things that were announced as well on social media, and these will be announced on the website over the course of a couple of weeks. So it is no surprise that we have announced a couple of things. I'm going to show you one of these. These were given away at the Manchester meet. I'm going to bring this up on camera. Some lucky people who take part in the competitions, whether it's the Super Mario Kart competition, whether it's the Tekken 8, whether it's the Just Dance, etc. Some of you are going to be winning these really cool Talk Plus mice, which we've got a number of them that have been donated to us. Thanks to the amazing people at Techware. We're going to be giving away those as prizes. You may have also seen that we have partnered up along with the Gamer Guide and Samsung to bring you a number of prizes. And we have got some solid state drives to give away and some memory cards. Lisa, good evening. How you doing? She's like, oh, hi, friends. How's it going? Good to see you. Jesse's away on work. That's why he's not here tonight. He's away on work, so I knew he wouldn't be here tonight. So he sends his regards. On top of that, for all you wonderful content creators, we have got some very special coffee we have got some limited edition Assassin's Creed coffee that will be available in the Content Creator Lounge and only for the content creators, which is going to be really cool. And we've got something for the content creators and you wonderful people that have bought your VIP tickets, because Insert Coin have very kindly donated, again, with the help of our friends at the Gamer Guide. We have got some very special limited edition Insert Coin badges, and all the content creators will be getting one, and some of the competitions will be getting one as well, and they will be in the VIP goodie bags. So those are some of the things that we have announced on social media. There will be more prizes to announce, more stuff for the goodie bags. We've got more guest speakers. I've got a meeting with one of the people that hasn't been announced for the Gaming Legends panel tomorrow evening before my stream. Just saying. So there's a number of things. And if you want to see the full lineup, it's all on the website. Or some of the prizes, some of our partners. As I said, big shout out to Sneak Energy, or our headline partner. So we have got the Sneak Energy competition stage, or challenge stage, I should say, up on the second floor. And we will be announcing our partner for the main stage, hopefully either this week or next week. Get your tickets now. VIP tickets. More than 75% of the VIP tickets have been sold, and you only have 12 days to get them. So if you don't get your VIP tickets before the 14th of this month, they will be gone. That includes the Sneak Energy Shaker, the Sneak sachets, the limited edition bag for this year. It includes the Spider-Verse figures, a copy of Debug magazine, a copy of Pixel Addict, the Insert Coin badges. There's nearly 70 quid's worth of free stuff in the goodie bag this year, and we haven't stopped yet. So get your tickets. It gets you in 1 hour earlier, gets you a free lunch, gets you 10% off all our merch that you can pick up on the day if you pre-order, and you can take part in all those competitions to win some of those fabulous prizes, because we've also got Warhammer and Pokemon prizes and stuff to announce as well. Standard ticket, 20 quid, and you can get discounts for 5 or more people, and you get 10% off. Family ticket, 2 adults, 2 kids, is 50 quid. You can get kids under 5 in for free, and if you're a lone parent, you don't have to buy a family ticket. You can save yourself 20 quid by just buying a child's ticket. There are also some wonderful discounts across the board with all our wonderful content creators. I'm going to shout some of them out. Obviously, Mr. Brenny below has a 15% discount code, so you can get 50% off. Obviously, Ashens, because Dave is basically Ashens community manager. You get 15% from him. Moonchild, you get 15% from them. Lisa, who's just appeared in chat, 15% from her. Kylie and Pete from Rapid Reviews, you can get 15% from them. Oh my God, who else? I don't know if I've missed anyone, and if I have, I apologize. But yeah, there's loads of people who get 15% off all those tickets. But please do get your VIP tickets before the 14th of July, because after that, they will not be sold. And that's it. So there you go. So folks, Timeless Gaming Convention is only 6 weeks away, and it's never game over. So there you go, folks. Let's move swiftly on. I like that. Gozzo, thank you. Nice. Let's go. It's going to be brilliant, mate. It's going to be brilliant. We've got more stuff to announce as well. We haven't stopped. We're actually trying to figure out how the hell we're going to cram it all in 6 weeks before we do the show. We might shadow drop stuff and go, hey, shit, this is happening in 1 hour, the rate we're going. Let's go with our next game. This came out last Thursday on PC, PS4, 5, Switch, Xbox Series X, S1, and this is Neosprint. Let's have a look at this. So you go, Neosprint, another game that's been released to celebrate the 50 years of Atari, based on one of the classic games that they've updated for the modern day. Tell us a little bit more about this one, Dave, please.
Yeah, this is based on one of Atari's older IPs, Sprint. It's an old-style isometric arcade racing game. So it seems that sort of slightly off top-down perspective. It looks okay. It's obviously going for the nostalgia feels, but I think you've really got to have a nostalgia for this type of game to want to play it, because quite honestly, I think thought it looked pretty boring, and some of the reviews I was watching for earlier just looked slow and dull. You know, I mean, racing games come a long way since then, and to go back to that just looks a bit, to me.
Okay.
I think it's got a reasonable bit of content to it, at least. It's got different cars you can drive. There's a number of different tracks included with it. Plus, there is a track editor, so you can build your own and share it with the community. And you can obviously play ones that the community puts in as well. So there should be a lot of tracks to play. It's got campaign mode. Hasn't got any online co-op, but it's got local co-op apparently, which can support up to 8 players. So it might be fun. Get a few friends around, crack open a few beers, and play it. But so apart from doing that, I can't imagine it would really have that much longevity with most players. Probably flick it on for a couple of hours for the nostalgia, and then move on to something else.
Yeah, it's funny. Again, not alluding to anything. It's not going to be this game that I'm covering, because I do one retro but new game every month. But I am going to be doing an Atari game that we talked about on this show probably about 9 months ago. And weirdly, Atari have only just sent me a copy, even though I asked for it when it came out 9 months ago. But I go away and then they go, oh, you can have this now. Cheers. But it ticked the boxes. So I'm not as excited for this one. I mean, I remember the original game because I had an Atari 2600, but I'm not that excited. Not going to lie. So yeah, Brenny, your thoughts?
It would be a game I would probably play. I play a lot of like local multiplayer with friends and stuff, and I think it's important to keep that trend going. It's a lost art in a lot of things, especially split screen gaming as well. I can see it being a fan favorite. One of my first games actually, there was Micro Machines on the Sega Mega Drive.
Yes.
So I've always got a soft spot for like top-down isometric racing, kind of games. But it's kind of cool how you can do your track building, and obviously it's colourful. The palettes look really clean, and it's obviously got that synth wave type of vibe to it. So it's something that I would probably chuck a couple of quid to have a decent night in. Okay.
All right. Well, folks, get your scores in. Some people have already got some scores. Let's just see what we got. If you've only just joined us, this is for Neosprint, which came out last Thursdays on PC, PS4, 5, Switch, Xbox Series XS1. I'm sure you can also play it on the upgraded Atari, because a lot of the games that they've redone you can get on there. Let's have a look what we got. Gozzo said a 7. Now, apparently, because Danker's away for the next 15 minutes, he stated that, what was it? This one will also be a 7, he reckons. He reckons this will be a 7 as well. So again, the same score as Gozzo. Kylie's also saying a 7. Iquas says, I'm thinking this looks a little basic. A 6, maybe? So chat, get your scores in. I'll start with you, Brenny, on this one. What do you reckon this got? Oh, you've gone quiet. Have you turned your mic off?
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
There we go. The bloody pussycat is mauling with all the cables here underneath me. Right, so I'm going to go with the community here. I think it's going to be 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Flame says a little bit higher, 7.5. Ben says, I hate to say it, but I agree with Kylie. Yes, I'm a massive Atari fan, but I also recognise that being a simple, fun game isn't enough for most people these days. So Ben is going with a 7 as well. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try a 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so slightly above average. There you go. Last chance, folks. Get your scores in chat. This is Neosprint, which came out last Thursday on PC, PS4, 5, Switch, Xbox Series XS, and 1. And if there are no more scores, oh man, it just snuck in there with a 7. Okay, if no more scores, I can tell you, it's unfortunately got a very underwhelming 5 out of 10.
Oh, crikey.
So it's very average. So nobody got this right. Nobody. Which this surprised me, actually, because I thought, yeah, it looks cool. I expect like a 6 or a 7, but nope.
Wasn't expecting that low. Definitely not.
Yeah, 5 out of 10 on average at the moment since it came out. Now, again, I always say take those scores because we've seen scores go up and down since the average changes over a period of time. But at the start, it's not good. It was either a 7 or a 5. Joe's wrong. Yes. So there you go. But there you go. Yeah, 5 out of 10. So no shout outs for that one whatsoever. Unless you've got over 50 hours of content, you ain't getting a decent score these days. Well, yes and no. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Beyond Good and Evil, she's got an 8 out of 10 and it's only 8 hours long. So Dan says, wasn't expecting that. I know it was a bit of a shocker, that one. Bit of a shocker. But there you go. Let's talk about a game we haven't talked about for at least 15 minutes. Elden Ring.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
Never heard of
never
it.
heard of it.
So this, as we talked about last week, is the DLC officially is the highest rated DLC to any game of all time, knocking the Witcher 3 DLCs off their crown. Now, I think they're sitting at, as I say, round about a 9.5 average still. Right, we're nearly 2 weeks in, 9.5 average. So, and it has now officially shifted in the first 3 days. So we're about more than a week in now, but in the first 3 days, it shifted over 5 million copies of the DLC alone.
Nice.
Wow.
So potentially, once we get more figures, this also could be one of the highest selling DLCs as well. And as mentioned earlier in the show, the people that said, oh, it's a little bit, difficult. The reviews are going to back up because the things made it not massively easy, but a little bit easier. So there you go. So are we shocked that it shifted 5 million? Are we also shocked that it shifted 5 million and probably more than 3/4 of those people that bought it haven't completed that boss or haven't started it yet? What do we think?
I'm not surprised it sold well because the original game was massively popular. I mean, From Software, a popular studio anyway.
Yeah.
So, lots of people look forward to their stuff. So yeah, not surprised it's done well. Pleased it's done well. It's a really good game. It's nice to see this type of game do that well when you compare it to some of the other crap that we get these days. Over long open worlds that just copy paste everything, or just some of the other stuff that's full of battle passes and whatnot. It's nice to have a complete full game. It's a good challenge. Doesn't try and nickel and dime me as I'm playing through it.
Yeah, true.
Cracking stuff.
Yeah. Brenny?
Yeah, I just think the community and the way that the game's been rallied since the release has obviously been a massive factor for the game's success. I think obviously the Souls-like community is growing as we speak. So it's no surprise that they've kind of gone on to the success that they have. And obviously some big streamers and stuff have been doing like marathons and all different types of things in preparation for obviously the DLC coming out. So that's managed to get new eyes on the game, and it's all about just timing, and I think they've done it perfectly.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of went, is it too late for a DLC because it's nearly 2 years? It didn't affect the sales at all.
No,
it was
not at
perfect.
all.
And I think the fact that they took their time over it and like when it's ready, and then we'll bring it out is a testament to it's not bringing out a buggy DLC, and it's done them wonders.
100%.
Icon says, I'm not fussed on the Souls type games, just not my thing. Give me a quirky arcade indie game anytime. I'm with you that I'm not a big fan of Souls games. I will probably never play Elden Ring ever, but I appreciate why it was like game of the year of 2022 and won all the awards that it did, and I can appreciate why this DLC is so good. But you won't catch me playing it whatsoever. So there you go. Let's move on to our next game, another game that came out last Thursday. Now, you have to bear with me on this because this is one of these that is really annoying because the trailers for this, there's no fucking gameplay, which annoys me. And whatever trailer I try to get, it basically just gave you an overview of what the story is and the characters are. So bear that in mind. But last Thursday on Nintendo Switch, I pressed the wrong button there. Last Thursday on Nintendo Switch, this came out, which is Radiant Tale Fanfare. Let's have a look at the trailer, which features no fucking gameplay now.
恐れ知らずの願いは止まらない明日へバンジージャンプ燃え盛る火の輪くぐるように突き進もうよ君に恋して過去のキスも消えたずっと支え合って一人じゃつかめない夢を形にできたよ広すぎる世界目指す地図はまだぼやけてた君が生きる場所だから守る意味が生まれた熱いセンセーションを巻き起こしたいよフィーバーは口説きで染めよ涙超えた思い出たちにスタンディングオベーションを君と笑顔咲かせる毎日がリクリベントだから命かけてもやり遂げるそんな風をだって楽しめる
What the fuck was that?
Told
That was
you
a
everything you
brilliant
need
time.
to know.
I know you're all I could even see Dave. It's difficult to get Dave bopping, but he was having a little bop. Brenny was the best dancer of the night, hands down. But yeah, it's the 10-hour version. 10-hour version of dancing. Yeah, bonus points if you can sing along. You got no chance. There you go. Work two. I died at some point, and this is my punishment. 0 because I have no fucking idea what the game is. I mean, yeah, Dave, can you shed any light on what the hell is this?
Yes, so it's a visual novel again. It's following on from Radiant Tower that we've looked at. I don't know, last year, the year before. Yeah. I can't remember when the fuck it came out, but it's following on from that. In that game, you were playing as like a young girl who joined a circus troupe. I think you kind of ended up running the circus. But
I vaguely remember this now.
She could romance any like the 5 guys that are in the thing.
Oh god!
So you could choose which one to romance and all that crap. There were various of the side characters who talked to the circus as well during that. This is kind of following on from that. It's meant to like a sort of what they call it, like a fan disc. It's like fan stories to follow on the original game. So it's got stories that follow on what routes of different romances would have taken depending on who you romanced, and it's got other stories focused on some of the side characters that didn't get much screen time in the original game. Okay. So it's really going to benefit you if you play the original, which I'm sure none of us here did. Yes. None of us here will play this sequel at all or anywhere near it. But I think if you like the original game, yeah, you're probably going to like this because it looks like it's just more of the same. Continuing the stories of those characters you probably liked from that game. We'll never play it. I definitely won't. Not my thing at all.
Yeah,
I'll buffalo onto the music. That's about your luck.
Both me and Dave have got no interest in these types of games. I know there's people like Dave Johnson in the chat is a big RPG fan, but even he said like,
not for him.
No, Mr. Brenny, clearly the best dancer of tonight. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I've just got news in that someone close to your operation says that you've got no rhythm whatsoever, by the way, Mag. So that's breaking news for you.
Have you seen me at the Just Dance competition every year at Timeless? Of course I got no fucking rhythm.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But in regards to the game, it's for a very select audience, I think. I think it's obviously not going to appeal to me, you, or Dave.
Yeah.
But it's charismatic, it's charming, it's colourful, it's got a decent soundtrack. If you're into visual novels, I can imagine it's a fun time. It had to be decent, I guess, to get a sequel, to grant it a sequel.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be someone in a community somewhere that will enjoy this game, but just not for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a bit of an acquired taste, I think, in this respect. A couple of people have put scores in. Gozzo says 7. Kylie says 7 because what the fuck, yo. iQuail says a 6. I'm not fussed on the visual novel types games, just not my thing. Give me a quirky arcade indie game, Dave. Literally the same thing that he stated on the last thing, but there you go. But that's absolutely fine. A 6 out of 10. Games Guru also 6 out of 10. Manic a 7 out of 10. Atomic Moonchild says 6.5. Ben says 0 because I have no fucking idea what the game is, which I think's a good thing. Ben says actually a 5.5. So folks, get your scores in. This is Radiant Tail Fanfare, which came out last Thursday on Nintendo Switch. Dave is also going for a 5.5. So I'll start with Dave again on this one. What do you reckon this has got?
7.
Okay, 7. Danker's also gone with 7. Obs has gone with a 5. Flame has gone with a 5. And you can see the scores there. Also, Danker, the game you missed was a race game from Atari. You said a 7.5. No one got it right because that got a 5. So you're still on level pegging with other people. You've actually, there you go. Gozzo has decided to change this to an 8. Change his mind. Mr. Brenny, what do you reckon this got?
So it could either go one or two ways for me, but I think Gozzo might be on the right track here. Even though it's not an acquired taste for us, though, I would assume that the people reviewing it might enjoy it. So I am actually going to go with Gozzo and double down and go for an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. All right, folks. Last chance. This is Radiant Tail Fanfare. Get your scores in the chat. Out on Nintendo Switch last Thursday. And I can tell you, some of you gambled on this and you might be a bit like, ew. But this got 7 out of 10. So there you go. There you go. I can't remember. What did you say, Dave? I completely forgot what you said.
I said 7.
He did. He got it right. So he got his second
lucky.
one. Well done. Danker, well done. Said 7. Gozzo's like going to be like, damn it. Just move from there. Kylie, well done. Gozzo had got it right and he changed his score. Manic, well done. You got it right as well. Some people were also very close, but not quite. Dave Johnson says Dave cheated. He didn't cheat. You don't know the scores. He didn't even know what the games were. Normally he knows the games a week before the show. I didn't send him to until 5 o'clock today because I've been away. So you didn't even know what we're going to be bloody talking about.
Nope.
So there you go. He had his work cut out for him. And there was with no trailer too. I know, with no trailer at all, which is mad. And that is the most up-to-date trailer. They have not produced a launch trailer. But if it's a visual novel, that's probably why. So there you go. Congratulations to everyone. Right, Dave, how would you like your shout out, dude?
I'll tell you what, you can do you walk on from the side, mate.
Okay, walk on from the side. We'll do that. And then we'll talk about some more gaming news.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about Elden Ring, you'll be happy to know.
Ah.
Sorry, Dave. It's just not about Elden Ring.
Terrible.
Exclamation Dave in the chat as well. Give Dave a shout out. Well done to everyone who basically got it right. And again, I will always reiterate, go give these wonderful people a follow, whether they are streamers or not. They spend the time and take their time out to watch this show that we make up as we go along. And we've been doing very well for 174 episodes. And you should basically do the same and go follow them as well. It's all about the Elden buckets. Yes, it is indeed. So there you go. Gaming news. Last gaming story of the night as well. And it's back to a Nintendo story, actually. I found this one a bit of an interesting one because I don't know how I feel about this. And I'll explain this in a bit. So Nintendo have stated that they are putting in plans to basically try and stop scalpers getting their hands on the new Nintendo console when it comes out. So that way, more people can buy and pay the normal price for the next Nintendo console, whether it's called a Switch 2 or whatever it's called. We don't know the name yet. It hasn't been revealed. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is good because it was one of the most scalped things in 2017. And even during COVID, the Nintendo Switch had a massive resurgence because everyone wanted a Switch during COVID and you couldn't get them for love or money. In fact, they were probably more rare than trying to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, which is nuts considering it was already about 3 years old. But then when they stated what they were doing, I'm a bit like, I don't think this is going to help. They've basically said that what they want to do is produce more than a sufficient number of these new consoles to basically meet the demand. And they're going to look into, and they're going to take into account how it affects the components, because obviously components are difficult to get, because again with Nintendo Switches there's component shortages, and they said they would look at that, so that would stop that from happening. They would also look at different regions and different shipping aspects, so that they would be ahead of the game to get stuff out, and if there's any legislation with certain things, so there's not red tape, so then your new console will get delayed, etc. But I'm just thinking, you could quite readily plan and get to a shitload of production, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's to stop scalpers still buying them all up and then fucking selling them at twice the rate? Because there's nothing actually protecting scalpers from getting them. And I thought the statement was a bit of a pointless statement. You're basically saying, we're going to make more.
Yeah, like you said, they could still get hold of them all, couldn't they? I mean, you had those stories in the PS5 come out, didn't you? Scalpers getting hold of loads, then putting like bragging photos that they got like 10, 20, 30 boxes of PS5s behind them, selling them for an extortionate price. It'd be nice to find a way to combat them, because it does feel very unfair. You want to get these consoles, you get a lot of parents around like Christmas trying to get them for the kids, and you can't, because they're all sold out. You got to pay like over the odds 2-3 times the price. So it'd be nice to find some way to deter the scalpers from doing it. Maybe, I don't know, connect the genitals up to a car battery or something might put them off. That's what a Nintendo could do. Go with that.
We get a Nintendo theme boss with that.
If you scalp, this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if they could find a way to deal with it. And maybe they could just do sales through their website, control it that way, limits,
Yeah.
So you got to have like a valid Nintendo account that's been valid for X number of years, or at least a year, and you can only buy one system to begin with.
All right. So ironically, for us to get
stuff like that with the PSVR 2, not that they needed to, because that hasn't sold particularly well.
Hasn't sold well, is it? But I know there was channels and ways of getting machines that you were limited thing, and that's how I was managed. Well, I was technically donated the PS5, but I had to get it through a channel, which meant that if I then wanted to buy another one, I couldn't actually buy one. So ironically, we had to go through a different retailer to buy the PS5 that we gave away for Timeless Gaming Convention. Mm-hmm. So it was all done through legitimate paths. But obviously, if I tried to buy it, people go, hang on, you've already got one, so how could you do that? I also say hello to the couch, the man that was on our show a couple of weeks ago, the man behind Debug Magazine. Good to see you, Dan. Good to see you. He said, scalpers always going to scalp. They probably consider that a sale is a sale. So there you go, which is pretty nuts. Kylie's side hustle's gone, apparently. She was going to set it up. Go check out the latest issue of Debug Magazine. They've unveiled the new cover for the next issue, which is out sometime soon, actually. I think July, maybe, if my memory serves me correct. Howdy, indeed. Good to see you, buddy. Brenny, your thoughts on this? Because is it just me, or am I being stupid, but just making more of them isn't actually going to stop the scalpers?
No, because I remember even the Nintendo Wii era, there was like a load of people on eBay buying Nintendo Wiis, and they got scammed from buying a Nintendo Wii, and basically it was the eBay title said that it was just the box, but people didn't realize, and then when they arrived, it was just a Wii box with bricks in it. So it's always been a thing, and I've got a few friends that like live in America, and obviously sneaker culture is massive over there. They're always releasing like new sneakers and stuff like that every like couple of weeks and stuff. And there's like 7 different types of ways of botting and scalping, and there'll never be a way with technology obviously becoming such an amazing thing. It's also a negative thing because people can mass create accounts. They can create scraping bots. You've got like footprint bots. You've got all sorts of scripts that they can run to try and just replenish the inventory. So the way I see Dave is right. I think we need a system where it's one per person, whether it's off the Nintendo website, maybe a game retailer like Smith's or Game themselves. Try and gauge it that way. But I think if you're making more consoles, I think the issue you've got is there's more potential to scrape them. To scalp them. So it's kind of counterintuitive for me.
I think the thing is, right, I think they worded this statement wrongly. I think if Nintendo said, we want to make sure there's more things available, so we're going to step up production, that is perfectly fine. But to make a statement, say, to stop scalping, we're going to raise production, it's like, no, you're not. That's a really fucking stupid thing to say.
Kind of inviting them in as well, isn't it? It's
Well,
like,
it's now brought it to
this,
everyone's attention. So they're all sitting there going, right, get your Switch 2 ready, because I'm going to absolutely rinse the fuck out of you lot. Fucking hell. See, they tried queue systems on websites, but that was also a failure. Yeah, because people got multiple hands on it. Is it in Nintendo's just to try and cut out the scalpers? If people are spending double the RP on a console that is money that won't be getting spent on games, that will affect Nintendo's attach rate and profit. I mean, I get it, but technically, if they've got it, if the scalpers have bought it off them in the first place, they still got their sale.
Yeah, Nintendo made
They were never going to get that extra money anyway. Yeah. Sorry, Brenny, you were going to say?
Yeah, no, Nintendo, obviously, they've already made their money, and that's the issue. But I think the reason Nintendo struggle is because I think Nintendo's probably the only franchise out there now in video games where physical media is still king.
Yes.
You know, a lot of Nintendo products, you know, skyrocket with trends and stuff like that. And you see that Nintendo actually control the market. I don't know how true this is, but a friend of mine who used to work at Game used to say that Nintendo kind of dictate the prices of what you can go to. So say, I don't know, Mario Kart is out and it's been out for 5 years. They'll tell you it can't go any less than, you know, $34.99.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have Xbox and PlayStation Media, it's at Game's discretion. They can put the price on, they can put the sales on. So I think they've got a lot of manipulation in the market themselves.
We'll have to see. A couple of suggestions that come up in there. I just want to bring this up. Dave said, wouldn't it be ironic, though, if you need to buy a massive supply of car batteries, which is the kind of problem with the games consoles, to carry out Dave's strategy? Yeah, that was terrible, the queue idea, because the website couldn't handle the traffic. Check the shipping addresses. If more than one is ordered to the same address within a week, send them We don't. Yeah, no. All right. People will use family addresses or friends could do IP, but probably that is someone who use a VPN. True, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Could Nintendo not just do pre-orders with a one per address rule and then simply make enough of them? Possibly. But then what happens if you've got households that have a number of kids? Because it's not familiar to have people having multiple consoles in one household. Would that work? Would that not work? Or were they told that they can't get another one for 6 months, maybe? I don't know.
You just have to fight over it. Strongest one wins.
Yeah, just fight. Yeah,
go without.
Fight over it with the car batteries and put the clamps on their nipples and testicles. What has this show turned into? The problem, the next big system release will come. The advancement of AI bots and script generation will likely bypass any protections that are in place. But they will lose potential money on game sales. The extra 500 quid went on the scalpers, then can't be spent on new games. Oh, no, that's very true, iQuail. So someone ends up buying a console for £1,000. They ain't going to be buying any games anytime soon, will they? Yeah. Couch says, give them all to me and I'll distribute them. Fair enough.
Solid.
Sponsored by Debug Magazine. Get your new Nintendo console. Dave is very violent today. I like it. Truly embodying his name. There you go. Well, there you go, folks. We shall see. We've got no details on the next Switch console. We will have to see what happens. But there you go. Moving on to our final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Something a bit more family-friendly. Something with an actual trailer. Something that's not a remake of something. But this has been a number of different games. We have had a driving game like Mario Kart through this series. But this time it looks like we're going to get a load of mini games and sport games. This came out last Friday. It's not Elden Ring, Ben. No, it's not Elden Ring. This came out on last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch and PC. And this is the Gigantosaurus Dino Sports. Woo! Let's go.
Welcome to the Giganto Games! One of these four will be feasting on that pineapple before the end of the day. Time to shake those little legs. Ride away and reach incredible speeds at the Ice Dash. Lock and load. It's time for the Dino Fruit Blast. What a competition, friends. Amazing. Show your skills to fall with grace with jump diving. Climbing. Tempt fate with a round of stop and go. We've got fun and games in there.
There you go. A bit of family-friendly fun to start. Oh, start the show. Fucking hell, we started an hour and 15 minutes ago. To finish the show with. It looks quite fun, actually. I'm not sure I'd always say 8+1 games. I find that weird. Why don't they just say 9 games?
I was thinking exactly the same. It's a
Yeah.
weird way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was supposed to be a gag. I don't know whether that's something from the thing, but I didn't find. I have to say that Sonic. This Sonic and Mario, the Olympic Games is quite interesting. Apparently, I didn't find that comment funny.
Oh well, can't find everything
Anyway.
funny, can you?
No, right. Sorry. So, Dave, carry on.
Yeah, well, this is just a little sort of family-friendly sports package. It's based on a cartoon, I believe, isn't it? So
Yeah, it is.
This is going to be one that
Yeah.
young kids are going to like. It doesn't look there's really much to it. There's 9 games. Yeah, 8+1 equals 9. There's 9 games in it. Varied, different things: climbing, skiing. Yeah, that stop and go one. It looks like it'd be, fun for the little ones who like this sort of like the TV show. They'll probably enjoy this. Have a great time with it. Probably no doubt drag the parents in to play it as well. The only other time I can imagine any adults will be playing this is if it's like an easy 1,000 gamer score.
Oh yeah.
And you probably get a load or just jump on it just to boost the score up. Otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be one for the kids. That might drag you into it.
Yeah.
Probably all right for a few Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
Harmless fun.
Kylie was saying they pole vaulted on the T-Rex nose, which is quite funny. I actually like the fact that the running game is a game where you have to go fast but then stop before it's like the T-Rex. That kind of changes up the race bit. I like some of the ideas. Some stuff was just like the falling from the sky was like, well, that's just a rhythm game, isn't it? It's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was obvious, but it looked for what it is. It looked fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I'm sure plenty of kids will love it.
Yeah. A couple of people got scores in already. Danka saying let's go 7. Obviously saying I'm going to go 7 for this. Ben says both times I decided to vote differently to Kylie, I got it wrong, so he's probably going to go vote Kylie. Gozzo's saying a 7 as well. iQuail says a 5. Kylie says, "Oh, I'm taking a risk. I'm going to say 6.5 for this one." Ob said it's a 10 for him, which is cool. Brenny, your thoughts on this one?
There isn't much to say, really. It just feels like a carbon copy of most childlike games, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's just a mini game simulator. It's probably something that you might see in Poundland, when they do like them sports bundles. I think they do like B&M or something, for like 20, 30 quid eventually. But like I say, it's not for us as an audience. It's more for the kiddies and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very, very basic for me. But it's got a charm about it, like most other games haven't. So that's got something good for it.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Obbs didn't say the game was a 10. He thought the 8+1 equaled 10. So not 9. So that was like, there you go. So yeah, sorry about that. That's another joke I didn't get. Obbs said, yeah, I'm going 7 with this. Okay. Gozzo said 7. iQuail said 5. Manic said 7. Kylie said 6.5. The couch said, I'll be different. I'm going to say 6 for this one. Flame said an 8. Dave said a 6. Brenny, what do you reckon?
See, I feel like I'm copying now because if you'd have asked me before couch, I would have said 6.
Okay, just going for a 6. Okay. Chat, last chance, get your scores in. This is Gigantosaurus Dino Sports, which came out last Friday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And Dave, what say you?
I'll try 6.5.
6.5. Okay. If there are no more scores, This is our last game of the night. This did surprisingly well.
All right.
Better than I thought it would do.
No.
7.5.
Surprising.
7.5 out of 10 on average. So there's a lot of people going, what? Right now. Obviously, it's like, damn it. Yeah, 7.5.
Yeah,
So-
Neosprint got 5. That's crazy.
I know. It's, yeah. There you go. It did well. It, obviously, that 8+1 games boosted it up.
7.5.
Well done. Did anyone actually say 7.5? I don't think they did.
I don't think anyone did, actually.
Another one that's caught everybody out. No, I don't think anyone did. So we caught everyone out on that one. The average 7.5. I wish I stuck with it. I know. Dave, you did not. Behave you. He says I did. He's always trying to get a bloody shout out. Dan, give him a shout out anyway, just to appease him. You know, he's my manager anyway. I can't say. I don't think there was any, mate. Bet all the Neosprint reviewers were former Amiga owners. Wow, yeah. Wow, goddamn. There you go. So there you go, folks. That is our show for tonight. I say there wasn't a lot of games, so we've got going to finish a little bit earlier. On, we can get one more shout out for our fabulous guest who's studying. He would have been on next week, but he's decided to step in this week. A big shout out to Mr. Celt Brenny. There you go. Go check out his channel. You'll be able to see him at Timeless Gaming Convention. You'll be able to see him at the next Manchester Community Meet along with Lisa. We'll be announcing that probably sometime in the next 2 months or so when that will be. So stay tuned if you want to attend that. And also, don't boo him, Dave. Fuck's sake.
I thrive off Dave booing me. It's fine. Don't worry.
Are you thrive off it? All right. More booze then. More booze for Brenny. That could be a tagline. Booze for Brenny. There you go. There you go. Whoop whoop, said Lisa. So there you go. Next week's show, we hope. I can't tell you who the guest is going to be because it was going to be Brenny, so we'll figure that one out. But
And
I
I'm
think
back next week.
he's back next week with by popular demand. But we should be talking about such games as Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, which came out today. The First Descendant that came out today. Zenless Zone Zero, the new game by the people who made Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. And a game that was at TwitchCon, which you can find out more, is Once Human. So we hope to be talking about all them. Whether we do or not, we'll see what happens when the reviews come out. But that's what we might have in store for next week's show. So there you go. I'll be at the Timeless Booze Lounge. Nice. Along with the Assassin's Creed coffee, just to sober you up a little bit. There you go. There were 20 shout-outs tonight across the first 3 games and only 3 across the second lot. Damn. We caught some people out. So there you go. Thank you to all my wonderful mods. And thank you. I mean, hang on, Couch. I can show you something. I am going to reveal this yesterday, but just to show from TwitchCon, I've got the Once Human bag. There you go, which is really cool. It's a really fucking cool bag as well. And they gave us a load of free stuff. But I'll show that and some of the merch off tomorrow. I don't know what tomorrow night's stream will be because it hasn't been planned. So I'll let you know in the Discord. But it's going to be one or two things. And they're both shooting games for community night. So it's going to be one of... It's reversible. So yeah, it's a reversible bag, which is fucking awesome. I forgot about that. I forgot it was reversible. It looks really good. So there you go. Back tomorrow, 9 p.m. with something or other for community night. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out. It's what happens when I go away. I haven't planned anything. Schedule will be up. Played in you. Oh, no. Doing that Thursday night, Gozzo. Luigi Mansion 2 will be Thursday night at 9 p.m. So tune in for that. I am playing that because I would have played that last week, but obviously I was at TwitchCon. And as I said, I'll also unveil this because they sent this along with a little thing from Nintendo, as I always get, official Nintendo stuff. So I'll unveil that on Thursday as well. So you can check that out. But let's go raid somebody. And yeah, that'll be that. Let's see who's on. Who can we go raid? Feels weird after not doing it. Well, we did this show last week, but it feels weird not doing anything since. Ed is on. Now, didn't we raid Ed recently though? That's my only thing. So I'm just gonna have a quick look. Not raided them recently. Raided them recently. Trying to be. Oh, is that who I think it is? Or am I totally wrong? Because we could raid them. Let's have a look. Let me just quickly check because I could be wrong about that. Who that is? No, that is not who I thought it was. So I'm not going to raid them. Anyway, I never pay attention to your streams. Why would I? Says Dave. No idea. Night, iQuail. Thank you so much. Good night, Legend Dinos. Thank you so much. Brenny, is anyone you like? You can pick. You want to? What about someone from the MCR? Oh yeah, go on, Lisa. Yeah, go on. Lisa's got a suggestion. Someone from the MCR meetup. Go on.
I was gonna say we've got TB Silver, who was at the meetup. We've got Chrono
Yes.
Pixel, I think he was at the meetup.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Chrono Pixel. Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys pick. I'll pass the plunger. I know. Yeah, but he wasn't at the meetup. That's someone I haven't raided. Chrono Pixel. Go. All right, we'll raid Chrono Pixel. There you go. He was at the MCR meetup. Lovely guy. He was actually the one.
There you go.
There you go. Problem solved. So let's do that. Let's see what he's playing. He's playing Harvestella, which I've never had. Oh, he's got a bonk hammer as well. I approve. He's got a bonking hammer on his channel. If you don't know what that is, you'll soon see. For those who not following him, here is the link. That raid is going to start. We're going to run that on the end credits. And all that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, and a great evening. And I shall see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a stream that I've got no fucking clue what it's going to be until I've had my meeting with my team. So there you go. From all of us, good night.
Good night.
Good night.